So we begin our guided meditation by putting ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and intellectually as a whole person in the presence of pure existence and undividedness, pure consciousness that never wavers, and infinite bliss. But what do these words mean? At this eventide, we catch the mood of the day, and the mood of the day in the evening is quiet. It is to take advantage of this quietude, where we notice that all the birds of the air and in the wild areas of the world where wild animals roam, they deem it necessary at this time of day to retire and enter themselves into quietude and solitude. Let us also feel the mood of the eventide, that is, the sun departing, going down. And in doing this, we cannot help but consider the miracle of a day and to review all the events that took place. From the time that we rose in the morning, let us take some moments to review all the events of the day that were used by eyes and ears and limbs and the body and the mind, the intellect, the thought, the analysis, any difficulties that arose, any solutions provided. And then we can easily think that this is in the framework of change. And change involves an appreciation of a sequence of events. And we relate these events to the sun's motion, and we call this time. What a wonderful gift this is, all beginning with that shining splendor that we call the sun. And we may consider that it is this sun that supplies us with the capacity to work, capacity to relate to others, all the food that is necessary to sustain and build the body. But this sun is lit from within. And so let us consider the chain of events goes back to this source. That shining, all things shine, including the sun, including our life, anything that radiates, all the bodies in the universe that sparkle and emit light. That entity shining, all things shine. Let us think that this infinite splendor sits in the very core of our being, in the depth of the heart. Let us feel how it expands, lending its life force to all the layers and levels within the body and the universe. Let all of this, that it embraces and permeates, be peaceful. Let all of this, in the wake of its blessings, be blissful. Let all of this, in the wake of its blessings, bring joy and love. Let these various formations and aspects transform the world into a state of peacefulness, a state of bliss, joy, unity, strength, goodness, harmony. And it all emanates from the very central core of our own being, that when we investigate it properly is the central core of all being. Let us use this opportunity to tune our minds and hearts into this. And so, sitting in the presence of this splendor that is extremely subtle, but whose effects are seen as life itself, let us feel its radiating pulsation within us. Let us feel it as the rhythmic movements of the heart. Let us feel it as the warmth sustained in the body. Let us feel it as the sensation at the tips of the fingers. Let us see it as the author of the day's events. Let us see that it is the author of all thought movement, every energy that is subtle, unseen, external and internal light. Let us tune into this so much that we feel the very pulse of life. And as we sit, let us feel that we are supported by this existence, the author of our life. And as we feel these pulsations which come to us in a rhythmic way, let us join this rhythm with the immortal sounds, the subtle seed vibrations that we call mantras. Let us take our own specific tailor-made mantra and let us in tune with this in a meditative way, mentally repeat our mantra. And in doing this, let us visualize our personal ideal of the Supreme and offer these mental prayers of adoration, wonder, and thankfulness. Let us consider this series of mantras to be like a garland of fragrant flowers that we offer and adorn our chosen ideal of the Supreme. Let us mentally place this garland around the neck of this chosen ideal. Let us now do a little simple pranayama. Let us slowly exhale the air and squeeze the tummy in. Let us slowly inhale, filling all the lungs. Let us hold the air momentarily and exhale. Let us continue until we set up a calmness within us, where all the nerves in the human body associated with thoughts and feelings is laid to rest in a rhythm of peace. And in doing this, let us consider how that same internal splendor is the one that moves the lungs, the one that provides the air, the one that has designed the cells to be inflatable lungs with the tubules, and that oxidizes every cell of the body. Taking off the waste of the carbon dioxide to be used once more to other life forms in the universe. Being conscious of the movement of the air, the movement of the breath, and the movement of the lungs, we can surely stand in the position of a benign observer that supervises this action and that is aware of all these movements. Let the same awareness be aware of the various limbs of the body, such as feet, ankles, knees, hips, the rib cage, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, and the fingers of the hands. Let us feel that we are loved and supported. Let us use our observer status to review all the various waves coming and going in the ocean of the mental field. You are the witness of all of this. You are the observer. You are the seer. You are the enjoyer of all the scenes in front. You are the observer of the organized thinking process of the mind, the field that we call the mind itself. The energy that infuses itself into the body, and the complex machine that we call the body itself. Let us consider that this body is made from organic material, enlivened by the sun's energy, and organized in a digestible form that converts itself into energy. Even though it converts itself into energy, it came from energy also. Let this energy be felt throughout the entire body. It is the same energy that appears and lights the sun. It is the same energy that makes things fall together as gravity. It is the same energy that radiates away as electricity. It is the same energy that acts in a magnetic way. It is the same energy that enables speech, that enables hearing and seeing, that enables the registration of all events in the mind, and that enables the intelligence that is there. And let us consider how, as we journey inward, beyond the organic food, the amorphous energy, the undefined yet observable mind, the discerning faculty, let us come to an area of pure bliss. Let us visualize this in the central cave of the heart. This is not the physical heart, this is an ethereal heart that is at the core of your being, a sacred housing, an inner temple, and inside there, the glorious splendor of a life-giving entity. This is the final datum of yourself. This is the immortal self of you. This is your own being, and you are that. And from this comes all the other things. This is undivided. It is unchanging. It is infinite. It does not respond to time or space. It is pure love. It is pure bliss. It is consciousness itself. It is pure being. Let us not just register it as the splendid light in the cave of the heart, but let us use our attention to construct a visual symbol of it. Let us allow the construction of a beautiful and vibrant lotus flower with petals facing upward and outward. Let this immortal self form itself into a beautiful being that sits in calmness as a cosmic mind blessing. Let us notice the face that smiles, exhibiting undiluted, unconditional love. Never judging, never criticizing, and always in attendance. Let us cast our attention down to the feet. Let us mentally make a prostration in submission to the divine will. Let us notice all the gorgeous apparel that we have supplied, all the gorgeous apparel that this inner self has decked themselves with. Let there be sparkling jewelry, amulets, silken cloth, garland of flowers, perfume. Let this be your guiding light. Just recognize it as your guiding light, knowing that it guides every step of your journey. This is the creative cosmic mind from which all things come. Let us identify it now as the immortal self. Let us enter into its ocean of consciousness. Let our nearness and love enter into pure love itself. Let us stand there, one without a second, in a listening mode, until we feel a sense of unity of being, where no distinction happens, where only this one thought arises. And whenever the mind deviates from this unity, let it be expressed as your most beloved form of God. Let us meditate on this form. Let us feel the intimate connection with it. Let us utter words of praise, songs of thanks. Let us shed tears of joy and connectedness. Let this entity reveal itself to us in a natural and spontaneous way until we catch that sense of unity once more. Let us feel our hearts overflowing with love and joy, compassion for all. Let us now see that what we have discovered within ourselves is present everywhere. Let us try to feel that whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we touch and taste are like shards of glass or gems, fragments of this one divine light. Let us feel this entity flowing through every limb, through all heads and arms and eyes and ears, all forms that we know of and that we do not know of, all ranks of beings, devas and angels and entities in parallel universes, and our familiar world. But now we see things differently. Everything now is colored with that one entity. And that means that whatever difficulty we faced in the day has now been transformed into the sacred. That every person and place and event has now been transformed into an angelic scene with only that one entity present. And in our moments of felt separateness, let us always feel that we are guided, that we are supported, and that that eternal companion treads the path we tread and provides the energy and the road that we travel. That for every problem it supplies a solution, that it appears in everything and through everything and as everything. Let us wish the whole of existence peace, prefixing it with the sound symbol Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace beyond all in this observable universe and in the realm beyond and the interspace. And peace to all things causally connected with us and those things imposed on us and random events in life. Let this peace penetrate all existence everywhere, acting as an undercurrent so that people may act and behave and feel peace.